Speed Duel is a fast-paced alternative format for Yu-Gi-Oh! Using regular cards and throwing in skills to shake things up, making some unused cards more viable, allowing more anime strategies to come to life. Join us as we progress through each Speed Duel product release and draft each skill available at that time before battling it out in Speed Duel Skill Draft. Speed Duel GX Duelists of Shadow released March 30th, 2023, and just like the Battle City and Duel Academy boxes before it, contains 8 pre-built 20-card decks, 20 new skills, and 21 additional cards for further customization. Dragon Force lets you, once per turn, banish a dragon normal monster from your graveyard to make one dragon normal monster you control gain 200 attack times that banished monster's level, and inflict piercing damage until the end of the turn. Setting Sun lets you, once per turn if you control a monster with question mark attack, banish one monster from your hand to add one monster from your deck to your hand with question mark attack, but with a different name than cards you control. Also, Helios monsters cannot be banished. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Dragon Force. So Dragon Force is basically a normal dragon beatdown strategy. We can banish a dragon from our graveyard, give another normal dragon a power boost, and then give it piercing. It's not really very complicated, it is very simple, but it does get the job done. So for our normal dragons, we're on 3 Luster Dragon, 3 Hunter Dragon. We have 3 Vanguard of the Dragon, which is pretty cool. This can get dragons into our graveyard ready to use our effect, and can boost its attack, as well as special summon normal dragons from the grave. We have Heat Wave. This is a floodgatey kind of card. At the start of the main phase 1, neither player can normal or special summon effect monsters until your next draw phase. Basically, if Alex is not on normal monsters, this will kind of lock him out of summoning for a turn, and we only need a couple turns to get to his life points. We're on 3 Stamping Destruction, so we've decided to go for Stamping because we're playing Piercing, we're playing hard and fast, we just want to get in there, do as much damage as possible, and that every little helps. That 500 might be enough with a bit of Piercing to get the job done and close out a game. We have Offerings to the Doomed because, again, Jinzo is a card, and just a good one of that can just deal with a lot of threats is very, very important. We have 3 Wall of Disruption as our 3 of. It's very good in general, and a lot of decks really struggle to deal with it, so we're going to go with it. And then the 1 Just to Break, again, just in case Alex is bringing normal monsters. Extra deck doesn't matter, and then side deck, again, things to deal with Jinzo. Just to Break we can bring in if we know Alex is definitely not on a normal monster deck. Then we've got Lost Wind in case he's special summoning, and Widespread Ruin to deal with other threats. So this is the deck. Realistically, this deck is quite low powered, as in it's not doing anything crazy. But what it is doing, it does do very well. It's just a generic beatdown strategy, and if Alex is bringing anything a little bit tricky, I think we'll probably be able to just overwhelm him. So let's fire on in and see what Alex has got for us. So, last week we had quite the matchup. We had the Dark Machine OTK versus the Happy Cloudy Boys. And it turns out that, you know, just puffs of vapor floating through the sky is better than cold, hard machines. So that's something to know. I suppose Rust could be a big contributor there. Both to me playing the deck and, you know, the fact that machines Rust. So, you know. But as for this week, this is the finale. We're going to have a hiatus after this while we wait for a new product to come out. We have finally caught up to the end of Speed Duel, which is quite exciting. I trust you've picked a exciting skill for your final bout.
I hope so, because I was actually torn on what to bring this week.
Okay, I had some interesting options. I went for, I don't want to say poetic, because I don't think that's the right word, but I went for something that is it shows off kind of where we've been and where we're going, if that makes sense. I don't want to give too much away before you actually see the skill, so. Okay. Shall we just fire on in? Alright, let's go with this.
You know what, I actually think this deck wants to go first.
Okay, that's potentially worrying. Alright. Everything looks fine. So mine is flip over and activate the skill. Yours is...
Mine is at start of duel, flip over, Stepping Sun.
Okay. Once per turn during your main phase, if you control a monster whose attack was question mark in the deck, you can banish one card from your hand, add one monster from your deck to your hand with question mark attack, but with a different name than the monster you control. Helios monsters you control cannot be banished. Okay.
Set. Set. And end.
Okay, well, we'll start with a draw. Standby main. We will begin by normal summoning Luster Dragon.
Ooh.
Then we're going to activate a spell card, Stamping Destruction. Target your back row. And you will take 500 damage from Stamping Destruction. Then we will set 1, set 2, go to battle phase, and we'll give this a little poke. The old 1900 body. Are we banishing?
Yeah, we are.
Alright. To the banish zone. And then we'll pass the turn.
Okay. Let's go into main phase. Normal summon a DD survivor.
Okay.
Go to battle and attack directly.
We will all of disruption here. So you lose 800 permanent attack. We will lose 1000 life points. Right, draw for turn. Standby main. We will normal summon Hunter Dragon. Gonna set, go to battle, and then we will attack over for 700 damage. We'll end our turn.
Normal summon.
Okay.
Survivor. Go to battle and attack.
Well, we're offerings to the doomed this. I think in graveyard is quite nice. I think it's quite good value, even though I do lose a draw. Alright, start turn. Standby main. We will go straight to battle and just get in for 17. Now we just need to hope that you haven't drawn the third survivor in your 20-something card deck.
I'm going to set an end.
Draw for turn, standby main. Luster Dragon.
Yeah, so I got nothing.
What was it?
That's
Was it
unfortunate.
what is that? Well, I've never seen this card. When this card on the field is banished, you can target one face card and put it plus destroy it. That's pretty cool. Hunter Dragon, go! Unfortunately, I haven't got to see my skill yet. But there's always the next games.
Go first.
Okay.
Oh boy. That
Okay.
end.
That's an exciting turn. We'll draw for turn. Standby main. This is actually a little bit of an awkward hand. I think we are going to normal summon Vanguard of the Dragon.
Ooh.
So like I said, a dragon monster from my hand to the graveyard. This card gains 300 attack, and that's a permanent boost. When this card you control sent to the graveyard per its effect, you can target one dragon monster in either graveyard and special summon that target. So do you have anything on summon?
Yeah, I'm going to activate Macrocosmos.
That's annoying.
I will use the special summon.
Okay, so that will chunk a little bit of life point damage, I suppose. We'll set 1 and set 2. We'll go to battle phase, and I will attack and banish your Helios.
Nope.
Cannot
Helios
be
monsters
banished.
cannot be banished.
Okay, is there any benefit for it being in the graveyard? I genuinely don't know. I will end my turn. I was just reading it. I was like, does this card do anything in the grave? I know it upgrades into Duos Majestus and Tri Majestus, but I do not know that matters at all for the being of the graveyard. Go for this one. Ooh, you have destroyed Heat Wave, which actually does get banished, so I will put that in the banish pile.
Oh, I want it finished.
Okay, so no monsters, which I guess is pretty good for us. We will normal summon Vanguard of the Dragon. Set another back row. Go to battle. We will declare a direct attack of 17. Alright, we will end the turn.
Macrocosmos.
Okay, so we get to summon out another one.
Last time.
So, That means you can use your skill. You can banish a card from your hand, add a monster from your deck to your hand with question mark attack, but with a different name. So you can get out Duo Magistus, I guess.
Yes.
Although, if they all need banished monsters, doesn't that mean they're all going to be 0 attack?
Yeah, we'll activate the effect.
You can banish a card from your hand.
Homunculus.
Okay, so now Helios currently has 100 attack. Do a Magistus. Banish monsters again. So if you summon it, it will have 200 attack.
The Brave. Special summon defense. Brave. Special summon defense.
Okay, special summons covering hammer attributing here deals attack defense on the number of banished monsters again, so it's only 300. After this card attacks, if your opponent controls a monster, this card can make a second attack in a row. During the end phase, it covers the go because it destroys the go. You can special summon it.
And we'll set this. And end.
Right, draw. Standby main. Well, behold, Luster Dragon. Let's see what happens. I will attack with Luster Dragon on this. Oh god, we were all in on the banish stuff, weren't we? Then we'll get in and then get in directly.
This hasn't gone very well.
Yeah, the problem...
Should've brought the other deck I wanted to make.
I feel like if you draw perfectly, this deck is going to do wonders.
Oh,
but you have to draw like one Macrocosmos, have it not get fucked with, draw like the right number of stuff, have ways to deal with your opponent's monsters to get loaded. Because if there was like 5 monsters banished, Trio's Magistus becomes huge, right? Like it becomes a 1500 attacker that when it dies comes back as a 2000. Chances are it's going to kill something and then more stuff's going to happen after that.
Mm.
Did you want to get a game 3?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Alrighty then.
Set and end.
Draw for turn. Standby main. I normal summon Vanguard of the Dragon. Do you have anything in response to my summon?
Nope.
I will activate his effect. Into the graveyard. Hunter Dragon. And he'll gain 300 attack. Set a back row. Go to battle. Attack for 2000. End.
Macrocosmos.
Oh, okay. So you want it to hold it to guarantee the monster stuck around rather than keep my effect from going off.
Activate my skill.
Okay. So what are we banishing?
I guess we'll just banish this. I don't think it's going to do anything.
Oh, Soul Release. We were deep. Soul Release was one of the very first cards released in the English version of the game. This was starter deck Yugi. This card came out. I'm surprised that card has not been censored as well. Look at that. I assume this might be a like pre-censored version.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely some underboob going on there.
Grave. Defense. Grave. Defense.
A lovely 0 attack monster.
And done.
Alright, draw. Standby main. Fortunately, this might just be over. I'll activate Stamping Destruction. Target this.
I don't want... damn it.
And then I'm going to activate my skill.
Yeah, I should have just brought the Kyber deck instead.
So we have Dragon Force. So we actually finally get to show what this does. Once per turn during your main phase, I can banish Dragon Normal Monster from my graveyard to make 1 Dragon Normal Monster. Wait, 1 moment. To make 1 Dragon Normal Monster. Gain 200 attack times the banished monster's level, and it gains piercing. So yeah, I can use that effect, banish this, give my boy a 600 attack boost and piercing, and then attack over your 0 defense Trius Magistus. I guess it'd be 300 defense.
300 defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the other deck you were planning on bringing? Not Blue Eyes, Kyber deck. You said.
I was torn between using this last interesting Shadow Box skill and the first Kyber skill.
Oh, Dragon Caller.
I played against you, Dragon Caller, and seeing how that would have done in with the
It would have
up-to-date
been...
trap cards and stuff.
Yeah, it's a weird one, because now we do have things like Wall of Disruption, which does really hurt that deck. But I can tell you one thing, it would have been pretty good against this card. Oh, not that one. To hand, and then to the field. Ah. Because Blue Eyes White Dragon is a normal monster, so... I don't know if you would have bid on Blue Eyes. There might actually be better dragons to go into now. Like, slightly less attack, but with much better effect.
No, I'd have brought Blue Eyes.
Well, the reason I ended on Dragon Force was because I was like, oh, the first deck Alex brought here was normal dragons, basically. So I'm going to bring normal dragons. That was my, like, ode to the beginning of Speed.
Yeah.
Going out the same way we went in. And dragons did win in both of those games, so... Dragon Caller, as well, has always been quite a big one. Because in the opening, I don't know if you've ever watched the opening to Speed Duels, but it's always showcases the Flute of Summoning Dragon and Dragon Caller. So we've always had that as kind of our little like mascot skill, I guess, of the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure we will get more in the future. I don't know if they're going to put more Kyber stuff in the next box, because it's Battle City box again. It'd be really cool if we could see more Kyber stuff. I'd love to see some more Blue Eye support, because there is enough of it, right? They could just keep printing more and more Blue Eyes cards for Speed, because there is so much in Master Rule. But yeah, as soon as you flipped over Macrocosmos and I saw that, I was like, I'm just never going to get to use my skill, because I need monsters in the graveyard.
Nope, I played a 30 card deck, and probably made a mistake doing it.
It's tricky, right? Because if you want to play like Trice Majestus, it's really hard, because it's another one of those like, jump through 30 hoops to get to a monster that's kind of okay. What people did back in the day was they would run a single copy of Helios the Primordial Sun and just use it as tribute fodder. So like, even like this deck unfortunately has never been like super great. I think what this deck really needed was your skill to do exactly what it does, and then also do something extra, like give Trice Majestus destruction prevention, or it can't be targeted, or let it banish a few extra cards just to get the ball rolling, or just something. Like I think about like the Spirit of the Pharaoh deck that you brought, and that skill does so much for that card, and I'm like, Setting Sun needs to do as much as that card does. But it was a bit of an anticlimactic one, but we got to see some dragons, we got to see Trice Majestus. I don't think many people have ever seen Trice Majestus hit the field because it's so convoluted, but we got to see it. So yeah, GG buddy.
GG.